School season has started and I keep forgetting how awful it is to wake up early in the morning and go to school. Sometimes I'd be wanting to stay and be a dropout, but force myself to go because I'd be imagining what my future could look like. But it reminds me of my online days. Remember when COVID was at its peak and was getting that kill streak which forced everyone to stay home and learn online? It was so refreshing being able to stay in bed in the comfort of your own room, playing the second prime of Fortnite, chapter 2, while quote-unquote learning at the same time. Now, when this all happened, I was going into middle school, but before we actually went online, it was kind of like a complicated situation for the school. How, you may ask? Well, the first week of school was in person before they made us go online, and after that week, they decided it was too risky for us, so on a random day, they were all like, hey, pack your stuff, it's time to go online. But guess what? It wasn't long after they made us go back and learn in person because the virus had quote-unquote calmed down. It lasted about 2 weeks before, again, they made us go home and switched to online, and it went back and forth for a while before it was decided to stay online for the rest of 2020 and early 2021. And let me tell you about those days because it was perfect. So when I was learning online, the first thing I would do when waking up was log on to class and then go back to sleep. On certain classes, of course. It was also magical because you were able to play games while the teacher yapped and yapped and yapped about something you forget in about a week. I hated those teachers who forced us to turn our cameras on because your boy was trying to get that victory royale. But thankfully, some of my teachers were nice enough to let our cameras be off, which in return, I would sleep throughout the entire class. But in other classes that made me have my camera on, I hated them. I'm over here looking like this dude and you're still making me turn it on at 8 in the morning? Heck to the no! But wait, that's not even the worst part of it. Some teachers actually had bathroom rules. Bathroom rules in my own house! Isn't that insane? I remember my social studies teacher had a rule where we were only allowed to go once per class, and we had to ask, how insane is that? I have to ask you to go take a shit in my own house? Not to mention I had 6 classes. 7 in total, including the seminar class. But 1 week we would have 3.5 classes, which they were like 2 hours long each, so if you pissed at the beginning of class, then better not be drinking anything because you ain't pissing till the next class. This lady was legit so miserable because first we had to have our cameras on to be marked present. Then we had to participate in every little activity she gave us or else we would get a 0 for that day. This includes turning on your mic and having to give feedback on the video or story or whatever we were learning about. She made us go into those breakout rooms where, you were forced to be with classmates and do a project together when you know damn well no one talked in those. Then, you had to be looking at the computer 24/7 because if she caught you looking away for 1 singular second, she would think you were on your phone. Then, the whole bathroom thing, but of course your boy here didn't give a frick because I still decided to play Fortnite regardless if she was calling me out.
Hugo, can you please get off your phone?
I'm actually on my PS4, you raggedy old bitch, so if you're gonna call me out, at least get your info right. You whore. Even if she called or emailed my mom, I didn't really care because I would say I was just looking at my table to write some stuff down when in reality I was trying to clutch up because my teammate died. But that's only one teacher. My science teacher legit had a rule where you can't eat during class. Now this made me mad because let me tell you something. She was fat, like fat. So the fact that we couldn't eat during her class was like getting blue balls. It's like a prostitute saying you can't touch her. Bitch, I pay strippers to give me lap dances, not you. I pay you to be a slut. I didn't care. I still ate my Cheetos if I felt like it. I wasn't gonna let this fat rag tell me not to. Now, it's kind of funny, and the thing that made me mad was that she started eating some sort of chocolate bar during class. She was showing us like a science video, and the next thing you know, her fat ass was shoving down a Three Musketeers down her mother freaking throat like it was a dick. Did anybody call her out on it? No. Pretty sure we were all scared to say anything, like, what if we're next? What was funny was some days later someone was eating like a Cliff Bar or something and she was furious. Why are we eating during class, Johnny? Spit that shit out immediately. Oh, sorry miss, I know we're not allowed to eat during class, but like, I didn't get to eat breakfast, so in the meanwhile, I just kind of grabbed... It was that serious. Legit. Oh, and not to mention, she didn't like you being on your bed because she didn't want you getting sleepy or whatnot, so you kind of had to be sitting like on a chair or you would be kirked. Now, my Spanish teacher wasn't really all that bad. She just made us turn our cameras on, which wasn't bad compared to the rest, but one thing I did not like is that she would call you out on everything you did wrong so rudely to everyone.
I've noticed that you didn't spell Ola correctly, and you will be getting a 0 for that. No! John F. Kennedy wasn't in the cartel in 2008. Even a 3rd grader would know that. You ugly monster! No! It wasn't A. It was B.
Let's talk about the goated parts of online school though. I love those teachers that legit didn't care and will let you have your camera off, go to the bathroom anytime, let us see whatever we wanted, and as long as you did your assignments, you'd be good. Those were the goats. There was nothing better for me than being on call with my friend, playing on my PS4 while having music on, and it'd be snowing outside. How would I hear the teacher, you may ask? I wouldn't. Especially Fridays. I loved Fridays. I would get to order whatever I wanted and just play games all day. The life of a chud, pretty much. No, I did not goon during online school, neither when we were going to the next class or during lunch. I'm not that type of guy. At night was a separate problem. There was so many stuff that made online school so amazing, and sometimes I wish I was in middle school doing online all over again.